Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Here is a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. Freddie, you have to get up. We've got a morning show to do.
Just give me 5 more minutes. Where'd I put my hat?
Come on, Freddie. You don't have time. Get out of bed.
I can never find my hat when I need it.
We'll get the hat at the studio. Let's go. Pour yourself some coffee and get to the studio because it's time for the morning show.
Now, where's my bell? America! Welcome to the morning show. Boy, that was hard.
Morning. Burnt yourself?
Look at he's a mess.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to, the end of the week, is what I say.
Can you go where you going to clean yourself?
Bro, napkin, bro.
Yo, bro.
Get a napkin, bro.
Napkin, bro.
And go get the buzzer on the stage.
Bro.
He's got to burn himself again. Bro.
Wow. I'm going to tell you, I wake up today feeling like the morning after.
It's always like that on Friday mornings. Yesterday was a long day.
Didn't you see what happened last night?
Oh, I can't.
You know,
I cannot even discuss.
I'm all manned up. I'm all muscled up for the 4th of July because we're all Americans. Here we go, baby. And after watching that last night, I don't know what the hell.
That put me in a bad mood, I have to tell you, because this is the state of our country.
You know,
I say, why are we starting Friday on a bad
note? Either way isn't a good option right now.
I'm feeling the heat.
Watch your head, Aiden.
Hey, gentle.
I'm feeling the heat coming from you. But last night, so I have an announcement this morning. I'm running for president.
You should.
You know what? Yeah, maybe you should.
I think I win.
At this point, after last night, I
Would
think
I
you
win?
should.
I mean, I think I have a shot.
Any sane person at this point. Like, did you hear what they were saying on ABC after? They were saying that. I mean, without taking a side or another, I think both people had a poor performance,
Yes,
a very poor
exactly.
performance. Yeah. But they were saying that Biden's initial he fumbled over his words in one of the first questions.
7
and they
minutes.
were saying that a lot of Democrats, high up Democrats, were having rumblings of changing the candidate, which is crazy because
you're not going to do that with 8 weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's
right?
not, move forward a little bit.
Me?
Yeah, because I'm afraid that you're going to knock another.
Well, he doesn't have glass. I wonder if we can do the same thing with the other one.
I got this. I'm going to glue it. I'm going to do something. But last night it was 7 minutes of pure hell.
Yeah, it was bad.
Who couldn't even get through the 7 minutes?
I saw the whole thing.
It was hard to watch. They weren't taking the direction from the anchors. They just wanted to get the last word in. It was a lot of personal insults.
You know what we should do? We should put these two grumpy old men, put some boxing gloves on them.
Honestly, I think
put them in a ring.
We're half of America behind you on that idea. I think most people would be like, yeah.
No, but they didn't answer anything.
Yeah.
He's
that's
an
what
idiot.
I felt like, too. I felt like every answer was the same from both of them. Just the most political, diplomatic answer. Just saying nothing by saying a million things. That's what I felt like the entire time.
Didn't say anything.
Oh, but at the end of the day, they can play golf because apparently that's
Oh, why
He was
has
talking about golf for 5 minutes. I was like, what is
That's
going
important,
on?
too.
He was talking. He was like, yeah, oh, well, I'll happily play around with you. I'm like, what is going on?
I could have. I'm going to tell you. I really thought that they were, during that segment, saying, well, my pee-pee's longer than your pee-pee. Do you want to measure it? I want to do it right now. This was so bizarre last night.
Don't you feel like what a state? See, I'm just in such a state of how can we continue to be
the United States of America and be this great country that we are.
And choose two idiots?
And these are our choices right now.
Horrible.
To lead.
Worse and worse.
To lead our country.
It's like if either side decided to put up like a capable candidate, regardless of policy, I think most people would vote for them.
Hillary Clinton.
In like the case of like Trump versus Biden, like literally like last night after they're talking about how, maybe we want a new candidate for Biden, like if either side changed the candidate, like, or pushed for a candidate in the primaries, like,
they will win.
They would have won. Like, these are the two worst candidates in the history of our
mankind.
country.
Yep.
Ever.
Hillary Clinton, which I would never vote for. Even if you came forward now, I would vote for you. I don't care who it is. Baxton, I will vote for you. Not you, because you're too grumpy. But the bottom line here is anybody. Please, just anybody. So last night, I'm imagining, here's Putin.
No.
And here's
What's the rest of the world looking at and
here's the
thinking?
bomb button.
No.
Here's the bomb button. So this is Putin. Because he's saying, boy, with these two bozos, I can attack anything, anywhere, and get away with
He can
it.
do whatever he wants. Like, I wouldn't, if I were him, dude, honestly, I'd be taking full advantage of the situation.
He
Any
is.
international leader. It is, like, embarrassing, like, where America is right now, like, with our, like, presidency and, like, just...
It doesn't matter, right? Whatever
State of the
side or
country
whatever
is-
you believe in, the fact that this is what we're down to, it's horrible.
It's sad.
And it's funny because they were naming some of the comedians late night. They were just blasting them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So they had Snoop Dogg for president.
You know what? I'm sure people would vote for Snoop
And people
Dogg.
would, right now, anybody.
Yep.
Snoop, come on forward, man. Blunt you out, baby. I mean, whatever. Whatever. It is so bad last night.
You know how many Americans in the 2016 election voted for Harambe? Like, adult
wrote him in.
Americans wrote in
Yeah.
Harambe because the two were just so...
That's that Hindu guy?
No,
No, it's the gorilla that died.
No, that's the
gorilla?
gorilla that killed it, or didn't kill, sorry. Got killed at that
Like
zoo.
a baby got into
After
the
kid fell in
Cincinnati
the
Zoo.
enclosure, and he, like, grabbed the kid and, like, tried to, like, guard him from the other animals in the
Squish him?
but they killed him, like, through
They killed
precaution
the
or
gorilla.
something.
The little
yeah.
kid died?
No.
No.
They killed the gorilla, but the gorilla wasn't harming the kid, but they killed the gorilla as, like, a precaution.
Harambe was taking care of the kid.
So why didn't they sleep him?
That's
I
the,
don't
that's
know.
the whole
That's the-
thing, is, like,
that's
people
the
were
thing.
super... That was, like,
Yeah.
2016.
Well, why
People were
didn't
super
somebody
angry.
sleep one of them guys up there yesterday? Both of them died him.
I mean, they almost
That
did
would have
themselves,
been
honestly.
that would have been better TV.
You know,
This was
You never need to
horrible.
give a sleep dart to Joe Biden. He does that by himself.
Horrible.
Dude, yeah.
And then he
So
went on a
sad.
tangent, and he disappeared. I gotta tell you, not that I think Trump is a nice person, because we all know he's not, but he really could have been unmerciful last night. He could have unleashed just
He
simply
wasn't very
saying-
Trump last night.
He wasn't.
Yeah,
he was more
cordial than
he-
normal.
he was cordial.
And that's saying something because he still wasn't very cordial.
because
last
he
night.
knew that he had this. He was
Yeah.
dealing with a person that blanked out in the first 7 minutes.
His administration is doing a good job of telling him like what people are looking for.
Controlling
like,
him?
he clearly
Yeah,
is not.
he's listening to his PR team.
Like he's clearly like. I feel like a lot of people's big problem with Trump is like obviously just his bombastic character. Like some people just can't get on board with that. It makes so much sense. Like, and he did a good job of kind of reining that in. I guess.
I
but
tell you, if
I still think.
If
both
Biden
look
was
like
a hockey
idiots, like-
puck, man, he got slapped all over the rink last night.
Jesus.
That was horrible.
It's like
I
only
think we
normal
should
in a
have
debate
an
like
age
that.
ceiling for presidency. So
For
you have an
both, like,
age floor.
frickin'
I think we should have
ooh.
an age ceiling as well because it just comes to a point
and I
where
hate to admit it,
Well,
but you're right.
No, I completely agree, but it's honestly sad that we've come to the point where we have to say that because I think
Yeah.
if you were in the process of implementing a law like that, you'd probably think to yourself, oh, well, we'd never have two 80-year-olds running for the presidency, but like here we are.
there's so many qualified younger candidates, but just because the older guys have the like reputation and they've been in the game for longer
Yeah.
doesn't always necessarily mean better.
It's all about how much money can you get for your campaign.
100%,
You know?
100% right.
If
But-
Obama walked in the room, I think people would choose him. Probably.
Well, you can't because he served 2 terms. already.
Yeah, he's
They
out.
would. Yeah, they would.
No, you can't because the Constitution says you can only serve 2. How you doing, Russ? But the funny thing about last night is that they put on Marco Rubio.
Who's that?
Now, what's Marco
The
Rubio
old,
is the senator
Miami?
of Florida, and what they're doing is they're grooming Marco Rubio. I'm gonna tell you something. I will leave the country.
I was
will
about to
go
say,
and
I
live
don't
in
know
Canada.
if Marco Rubio is the answer to our
But I'm
country.
gonna tell you something, bro. You want to talk about spin doctor? He looked like a PhD candidate.
Oh,
when
yeah,
they-
I'm sure he
He
looks
says, "Well,
great."
can you explain why Trump didn't say that the January 6th thing, this and this and that?" He said, no, listen, you misunderstood what he said. And he went down this road that even I said,
Marco Rubio.
holy smokes, he's making sense out of nonsense.
That's what they're so good at. That's what Trump did really well last night. Like, he just lied through his teeth.
To his teeth.
People did not, like, and people are just willing to, like, listen. Same thing on the other side, you know? Like, it's just a whole hosh-posh.
But
like,
he didn't have any reason not to lie.
No, I agree.
I mean, he was
had
saying
every reason to lie. He was only anything to gain.
He was hearing the clicking of turning off the television sets because nobody could stand what was going on.
I walked into another room after the first 7 minutes. I turned it on at the end and it was just as bad.
My
I didn't even
God.
watch it.
The first 7 minutes was, wow. An amazing display of dysfunctionality. And it's sad because here we go, you know, the 4th of July, I was all gun-ho.
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know, it's proud to be an American. I think this and last night, you know, I've been to the circus before, but this is horrible.
Horrible.
Best comedy film of 2024.
Morning, Russ.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I think that I was watching reruns of Aliens last night.
Well, that's
It was
good.
more entertaining than the stupid thing they put on last night for that debate.
Well, they didn't say anything. They acted like kids in the playground, arguing with each other.
If that would have been the case, I would have been happy if they
Oh,
acted
okay.
like kids. They acted like
I
one
know.
needed Prozac and the other one was on it.
Sure, yeah. It's so far down. It's not serious at all.
And that's like another thing is like the respect between the candidates that no longer exists for whatever
They
reason. I say
hate.
for whatever reason, for obvious reasons, but like I don't know where it was lost along the way. But like even last night they were saying like on the news like they walked into the studio before they were live, like they didn't even look at each other, they didn't shake hands, they didn't acknowledge each other. During the commercial breaks they didn't speak to each other. It's like you watch like old like campaigns
Old
and stuff
grumpy
and
men.
you see like you see like Mitt Romney or like Barack Obama or whoever it is, Democrat or Republican, you know, after losing, you
And
have to
shake
get
hands.
behind our new president, you know, like I might not agree with his policies, but America's stronger together.
Yep.
We don't get any of that anymore.
don't
Now
want
it's
that.
Biden wins, oh, Trump's going to be up in arms, oh, this is the worst president in the history of America, same way the other way around. It's just like,
It's
just more chaos, like,
childish.
it's
But
petulant. It's crazy.
Yeah, even petulant is a good word. But it's by design. You have disclosure, so that the world will see that we are really not capable of handling anything.
You know, but the scary part about this disclosure is here you have Putin watching this
Yeah,
thing,
right,
or
right.
the guy from China
Oh,
watching this
right,
thing,
yeah.
or the guy from North Korea. Now, I gotta tell you, the guy from North Korea is the most dangerous guy of them
yeah.
because he don't have any filters.
No.
I mean, this guy was born filterless,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't mind shooting a
Yeah.
rocket here and there. It's just another rocket. So now he has Russia's backing for their nuclear arsenal if anything happens, really. And I go to the beach. My daughter-in-law yesterday sends me, Linda's daughter sends me pictures of freighters, of Russian freighters going down to Havana.
Yeah.
And they got it on the beach, and they're taking pictures. Really? Really? Now remember, everything always happens in Europe, right? So Putin's saying, well, how do you like how I live when I look out the window and I see all those missiles out there? Guys, put the missiles away. Seriously, put them away. Because we have nothing to do with your stupidity. And we don't always agree on what our political leaders say and do. But why don't the two of you guys, if you guys disagree so heartily, get in a ring, win and take off.
Does it make you
I
question
think Putin
everything
would
that
win
we
every
stand
fight.
for?
That guy's a
Yeah.
gangster.
They're not going.
Then we need gangster
You don't feel
president.
like this makes you question everything that we live for, every individual, what's fighting for, what they're doing, and this is where the buck stops?
You know, the funny thing is, I was told.
You
like-
say you think so.
But
I think
but
so.
I was told that Biden doesn't run the country. There's a bunch of other knuckleheads
Checks and balances.
that runs the country. And
The
then
men
you
in the
got
black
Congress.
suits.
That's right. Men in the black suits, the guys that tell Biden, well, if you hit this if you take the blue pill, this will happen. If you take the red pill,
Morpheus,
this
yeah.
will happen. So, but the funny thing about it is that he's the one that you're supposed to stand behind. I love our military. I don't care which knucklehead wins the White House. It makes no difference to me. So, I believe in what we do. We got a chance to say what we want. You couldn't do this in Russia,
Oh, no.
or China, or North Korea, or Venezuela,
Like
or
we're
Cuba.
doing right now.
No, yeah, it's
Forget
definitely
about it.
like a privilege to be able to talk this freely with not even a sliver of like any kind of fear of what like.
You can't put the
speaking out.
government down, even in Turkey, who happens
Yeah.
to be a NATO country.
Say whatever you want here.
You
Then you
can't say
think how
anything
many more
bad.
rights are they going to take away from women and LGBTQ, and how many more rights are they going to say that we don't have the right to choose and make it illegal to do what we want? And that's based on who gets in office, and that's based on the powers that be and sign these laws that say you don't have the right. See this woman who had an ectopic pregnancy and they're afraid to go in and save her life? Come on.
But that's supposed to be covered.
But it's
The
not.
Supreme Court said if there's a danger of the life of the mother, yes, they are allowed to do it. But
You
then
know,
Trump,
we fight for
Trump-
empowerment. We fight for our rights to be equal of race and religion and gender. And here we are being told that, heaven forbid, we've got an ectopic pregnancy, our life is in danger. So why would anyone want to freely even try to get pregnant? Because someone's telling you, if there's an issue, there's nothing we can do to save your life.
I would put it out to women's addendum because it's the woman's body. I mean, no man gives birth. They don't know.
Yeah,
what
but that
it's
comes
like.
from the high up and everyone who's getting elected and who they're putting in office. So it's not just that one person. It's who they're putting in office collectively that are deeming
But the
our
Supreme
rights.
Court is chosen by the president.
That's-
Trump
well,
put
that's
in
what I'm saying,
three
so-
very conservative.
Right.
why I
So
think,
what's
like-
it doing to us as a country and as for women, what they've done to us for rights? And here you and I sit all day long promoting women empowerment and our voice to speak, and then they just, with the sign of a pen, they
Yeah,
take
but
it
there's
away.
a lot of other people who disagree with abortion should be abolished completely. That's what they're saying.
I just
Okay,
think
you
people should
lose
have
your
their
right.
they should have their right to choose.
But
Whether
you
you
lose-
want it or you don't, you should have that right
But
to
you
make
lose
that decision.
the right if you get pregnant, you lose that right because now it involves a third child. So listen, I'm not saying anybody is right or wrong. Now Biden says that he's going to bring back Roe versus Wade. The only way he can do that is by expanding the Supreme Court. So instead of having, what do we got now? 6 justices? What do we got?
think
6,
7.
9, 7?
I think it's
So he
supposed to
needs
maybe might be 9.
he needs to go to 12. So
Yeah.
he's watering down the Constitution. I love when they do that because we live by the Constitution. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
He doesn't have to worry about it. He's from Bermuda. He's like, I'm good. I'm going home.
No. I didn't stay here. Well, the people are in charge, not those people, Biden or Putin. They're not the people in charge. They have to take power back.
Well,
That happened in the French Revolution, right? 1789.
But the
The
problem.
American Revolution, 1776. You have to take back control. That's all. Simple.
I think that's why it's important for kids our age, especially between 18 and let's say 25, 26.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta vote. You
Gotta
gotta
vote.
vote. Everybody has to
Gotta
vote.
vote.
It's so important. No matter what you think, whether you're Trump, whether you're Biden, whether you're whatever, the only way people have a real impact on this country in the future, for our future, which realistically the country is our generation's future,
Sure.
Right.
gotta vote.
Truth.
Yeah, so I think if you're gonna take anything away from the state of the country, it's that you can
You gotta
change
vote.
it, but you gotta
You have to make a vote count. You
Yeah,
got
but look
to
what your
show
choices
up.
are. If you don't like either choice, what do you pick him? The lesser of two evils?
No, definitely. But then it's also that's why you got to vote in the primaries. Everybody's oh yeah, presidential election, I'll vote in November. But
Yeah,
it's
but look at all the clowns.
no, most kids my age, myself, I didn't vote in
But
the
look
primaries.
at all the
like-
clowns
True.
that came up on both sides of the
No,
equation.
yeah. I mean, that's just
They were
how it is, right?
horrible.
A wise man once said, anybody fit to run the country never will because it's not worth their time. Which is probably the most
This is
accurate
why
thing ever.
I am running for president of the United States.
Okay.
Do it,
good,
man.
Good.
And
Do
Russ, can we rise
I may
to
have,
VP?
what do we got, 6 people, 8 people in here? I may have 8 votes.
You'd be good.
I may beat
You can have 8
8
votes
to
for this
nothing.
election, honestly. I'm
So
sure most of
it's-
these people would be happy to write you in.
So this is the strategy we're gonna do. You're gonna vote me, or you're not gonna vote. You don't have to vote for me.
Right.
That's okay. But don't vote. Just don't vote on the line. You
What do
put
you
your own
want
name
people
in.
to vote?
No,
Yeah,
you
put
gotta
your own
vote.
name in, or put my name in.
You want people? Wasn't there an independent candidate?
Yeah,
Was
no,
there
no,
an
no,
independent?
I think
What
voting
happened to
independent.
him?
I think voting independent is
No, not that guy. That guy's very
you gotta
strange.
vote for somebody who's gonna win, who can win.
If
No,
you're not in
okay,
a
so
party,
you
the
can.
probability of you getting it is so slim.
No, the Kennedy guy is a little bit strange. Aaron Rodgers is going to be his vice president. What does that
Yeah,
tell you?
what?
Now, what does that tell you?
What is going on?
You know what Aaron
remember
Rodgers
when
is?
Kanye ran for
He's
the
his
Green
vice
Party?
president.
Yes.
The Green Party.
Kanye?
Yeah, Kanye ran for the Green Party, and it's
What about the Birdman? What's his name?
Larry.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders
Oh,
actually got votes, and then it died.
I have a funny story about Bernie Sanders. I was at my frat's house in Wisconsin, and I'm looking out the window. We had a couch that faced away from the window, so my friends are sitting on the couch, and I'm talking to them, standing up, and I'm looking out the window, and I see like a really old man and this like pretty buff dude walking next to him. I'm like, and I make a joke. I was like, oh my God, like that looks like Bernie Sanders. And my friend like turns around, he opens the window and goes, yo, Bernie, like as a joke. And he like turns around and gives him a thumbs up. We're like, oh my God, it's actually Bernie Sanders. Like,
My brother met
crazy.
Joe
He
Biden's
lives in
brother.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So Joe Biden lives in Delaware, and his brother lives in Delaware. So my brother was like leaving work one day, and he stopped by Target, and there was this like cute. So in the country, it's like a big thing where if you have a cool pickup truck, everybody meets in like one parking lot, and you all look at each other's pickup trucks and go ooh ah. So they were doing it with like fancy cars. So my brother and his buddies were like fancy cars. So he walked up to them and he just started like a conversation with some guy, and he was like, nice car, and the guy was like, thanks. And they were talking, and the guy was like, yeah, my brother's the president. And my brother was like, oh, the president of like a yacht club, the president of what? And he goes, the president of what? And he goes, the country? I'm Joe Biden's brother. And my brother almost fell over.
I didn't know you had a brother.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No. And he was just like, wait, that's so cool. And they were talking, like exchanged phone numbers, like all sorts of stuff.
Hotline to the White House.
Yeah.
Well, remember when Teddy did the Pence in here? That was mind-blowing. And they couldn't get Trump because, again, Trump is Trump. I remember when I worked in New York City, my father used to send me to Trump Towers to pick up a check from his office. He was always running around like a madman. I saw him like 2,000 times. I didn't think of it, anything. He was a New Yorker.
All right, so can we totally switch gears to the NBA draft?
Yeah.
And LeBron is now going to be playing. His son is now going to be on the team.
He's such a...
Oh yeah, did they take him? I didn't watch.
Yeah,
the
they
second
took
round.
him.
Oh
The
my
Lakers
God,
took him.
dude,
That's gonna hurt his career.
That to me, okay, 100%. Like he will live in the shadow of his father forever, for the rest.
So
of his
do you think he
entire
wanted to be part of the team, or do you think?
I think if you're a kid who plays in college, you want to go to the NBA. I don't think he cares what like the situation.
First of all,
is.
he's not that good.
Yeah, he's all right.
But he's gonna make history because it's never been done.
He'll
His father
play.
and
Like,
son on
he'll
the
get
same
like
team.
3 minutes or something like that. Like I mean.
I don't know. He's gonna play more than.
Well, do you
He's
think
just
that's
not,
why they
like,
chose him?
He's like, okay, they
Versus
chose him
another-
because realistically, like, if he went anywhere, whether it was Miami, the Rockets, the Lakers, wherever he went, LeBron would sign his next contract at, his last contract. So realistically, the Lakers took him so they could keep LeBron
keep
for the next
LeBron.
3 years or whatever. And
He's 41.
yeah, he's old, but he's
So
still,
you're gonna have him
he's
play
still one of
till
the
he's
best players in the
44?
league. He's one of the best players in the league still, man. Like, he's amazing.
I don't know about all that, but okay.
But yeah, his kid's he's whatever, you know.
So they signed them because they told LeBron, if we sign him, you have to stay with us, and that's supposedly the handshake that was done. But I think that he's hurting his son. But we'll see. Maybe his son ends up when his father leaves, he becomes a superstar or whatever.
I think he probably is hurting his son, but I don't know if his son would have made it to the NBA at all without him. So maybe in a way,
No, he
he's
would have
not.
made it. He would have been a second rounder.
What do you think, Russ?
No.
Second rounder.
He was
You think?
averaging like 3 points at
No,
USC last year.
Well,
You don't do basketball?
I follow aliens, the aliens. That's what
Okay.
Just
they play
aliens.
basketball?
They're just
Is
aliens.
LeBron's an
They're
alien?
in charge of it.
Is LeBron's an
The
alien?
aliens are in charge of
They could be,
basketball.
because they can take over a body, you know.
LeBron probably is an
can be-
They
alien.
can occupy bodies.
There are a few aliens
It's
out
called
there.
walking. You
Messi.
can walk in.
Alien, man.
I liked what the Knicks did. They signed $240 million for 5 years. Wow.
See, and then
Wow.
I just don't understand the priority of our country.
Contract. But that's a max contract. That's what they do in basketball. Do you know how much money basketball makes?
But that's
A
what
year?
I'm saying. Like, there's so much money that we're pouring into sports.
But it's like-
and we're not pouring that much money into
Time out.
our
Time out.
democracy.
Don't be. You know, we're in business too. If I made 82,
They're not pouring money into us either.
if I made $82 billion a year, 82B.
we could pay Casey.
Those max contracts really don't mean much. What's $240 million over what's $42 million a year?
Well, they got us divided. They got us all the way off what we need to be talking. We got to be talking food, clothing, shelter, information for care, for medical care, information for everybody on planet Earth. We need
There's enough money in this country that everybody can have
absolutely
insurance.
Absolutely.
That isn't the issue.
Absolutely.
Obama tried.
Yeah.
But the issue is the kind of insurance. So you go to Obamacare and they go, oh, you have Obamacare? Oh, absolutely, no problem. Go wait in that room down the hall. We'll see you in about 7 days. That's the first part. Then 7 days later, when you're like this, they say, okay, take this aspirin. We'll see you another 7 days. And 7
You
days
know what's
later,
starting to happen is the doctors are stopping taking most insurances. They're taking very,
Yeah, they
very
won't take-
few plans.
When I went to go get the antibiotics, like 4 days ago now, they would not take United, which is like my healthcare. I was like, that's like a big health, like that's a big.
A lot of
insurance
people are
company,
stopping
like,
taking
certain
United.
institutions
You're not gonna take my like insurance
because they
like,
don't pay.
Like some urgent
crazy.
cares.
You know, your antibiotic could cost $50 a pill, right?
Yeah.
So you know what United gives them? They
Like
take the
$6.
They take the zero off.
Yeah.
Everything they do, they take the zero down.
Well, I saw this
$5.
thing about like American hospital bills and how like, let's say at the end of like a 3-day stay, you have like a $95,000 hospital bill, right? Because they do all these scans and they give all these like these vitamins, the IVs and stuff, and it's all $1 million. So you go, your insurance says, okay, I'm only gonna pay $10,000 of that, and I guess the other like, and the person doesn't end up getting billed like 86 grand, obviously, because that's preposterous. You end up getting billed $400. And the rest of the money gets written off the taxes of the hospital. So it's basically like tax fraud every time they're treating a patient, but it's like institutionalized, so it's not like illegal. I don't know how it all works, but it's like very strange.
So you know what we got to do? You can't get sick.
Yeah, I mean,
At your age, you got to take better care of yourself.
dude, I've been getting more sick in the last 2 years than I have my whole life.
Me too.
That's because you're getting older.
Flaxseed oil
No.
and sea moss.
But I feel like you're supposed
Sea
to get
moss?
sick
They're
more
shutting
as a
from the
kid.
facts.
That's it.
Really?
Well, that's another one.
Like
Let's
drink
try to
that or
stay away
what?
from that conversation because you know how that's going to
I
go.
feel like
It's
this
true.
is
But you're right.
I'm around less
Like a
people
tea?
than I was when I was a kid.
You're around less people?
You're in the restaurant business. Let me tell you, you vote for me, I'm going to
Yeah,
give
but
you...
it's so slow. No one's coming in.
Hold on, take it easy. Take it easy.
You
Relax.
vote for me. He's already
You
in
vote
his
for me, I'm
campaign.
going to tell you in the first campaign. Everybody gets a jar of aspirin. Tylenol, aspirin, or everybody gets that.
Complimentary.
Because I want you to wash your, and what do you call that stuff you're always
Soap.
using? Not soap, the other one.
Hand sanitizer?
You get a bottle of hand sanitizer and free soap. Every American gets that for free. Wash
Freddie's
up.
platform.
If you don't get sick, they
Freddie's
can't
platform
charge.
is wash up.
This is real. Yeah. This is
wash
real.
your
Wash
hands.
up, America.
If you're over 50 years of age, we're going to send you to Canada to get their health care. I'm going to send you over there. And we're
got
going to
good
bombard
healthcare there.
their healthcare system. Because if you get sick there, they got
They
to
come
do
here.
something.
No, they come here.
No,
Yeah, no, that is true. Actually.
We're not doing that no more. We're not we're only doing Audis. Set them up there.
Mick, what?
McFly. Anyway,
is not.
best summer movie, speaking of which, Jaws, Back to the Future.
Ooh,
Jaws.
Jaws. Yeah. It's
I
gotta
haven't
be.
seen either.
What?
Best
Jaws.
summer movie of all
Bro,
time.
Aren't
What do
you
you
in
think?
the movie
How do you
business?
write movies? You haven't seen those two movies.
I don't know.
I hear you on that though.
Oh, I know why
I
you don't see
refuse to
Jaws.
watch Jaws.
Oh, that's true.
I will not watch Jaws.
Jaws scares me.
Oh.
The first time I watched Jaws, it
Jaws
haunted my
led to the
nightmares.
genocide of a bunch of millions of sharks. So, no.
Russ, Jaws or Back to the Future?
Back to the Future.
Of course, because it's been pre-predicted already. Well, according to the Today Show, their audience survey says Jaws is the #1 best movie.
Now we
Jaws is
went.
a great movie.
We went to
Best
a
summer
meeting
movie.
that they explained to us how horror films among you guys.
That was really
millennials,
interesting
whatever,
yesterday.
It's the #1 thing you guys look for. So what they're purposely doing now is they're going to take the horror stuff off of YouTube, and they're going to take it off of apps, because what they're doing now, and this group yesterday showed why, they are going to privatize making horror movies.
You would love this. It was an
Oh,
investment
this is
meeting.
right up your alley. So what they're doing is they're bringing in outside private people and asking people to donate money, of course, for an
To
exchange
invest,
of
right?
profit. And they are going to do 4 or 5 horror films and put them out there. So things like Carrie, you know those low budget films that were made millions.
Oh, what's the one? Blair Witch Project.
Oh my God,
That's the one that's like
that was
made
freaky.
50 million times its budget. Like
That was, that thing was under $5,000 to make.
great
It was
movie.
a guy with a camera. He made that. Now, is it real or was it fake?
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's
Nobody
Yeah,
knows.
it's probably under a real story.
it's yeah.
So I'm
It
thinking.
feels real.
I'm thinking we do an alien movie, alien horror movie. It would be a blockbuster because it gives you alien, which your generation seems to adore. Gives you horror, which you guys seem to be looking for. And you guys are the ones that are building up these apps, because the movie theaters is what we do. They don't do movie theaters. We do them. We
I
do.
love the movie theater.
But they're taking them off of streaming, off of the app, so you can't get the full edition of it. You can get snippets of.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
You can just get the snips. So you
Okay,
have to
yeah,
go.
makes
You have to either go
sense.
stream it or you have to go to the movies to get the full rendition.
That makes
You can't
sense.
just get it
The,
on an app.
Horror genre, for whatever reason, is like probably the most popular in our generation.
That's
like
what
to
they're
make
saying.
and to watch. Like
That's what they're
people
saying.
love making horror
I
movies.
They
think
said
it's
you're-
because we like the idea of being disturbed.
That's what they
That's
said.
probably true.
If
And they
being-
also talked about not using AI. They are going to do.
Thank God.
They're going to do the animation the way
Thank
it's
God.
always
I'm
been
tired
done.
of the AI.
I'm
They
so
got away
tired
from
of
AI?
I'm so tired of hearing what AI is going to be doing to the film industry. I don't give a flying F about what AI is doing to the film industry. You cannot replicate what the human being creates.
That's
You
true.
would have loved this investment meeting. It was about
And then they-
investing in these horror films.
And then they came in here. They were in here, and then they wouldn't leave.
Oh, yeah.
I had a little problem. I couldn't get them out for 2.5 hours. They were in for 2.5 hours, and they were talking about, what we do is what they do on the streaming side. We've condensed our pricing so that everybody,
I'm sorry?
physically, yeah.
It was like an organization.
Yeah, they came in from California. And they
Well,
were
it's
in
the
here.
director, producer, their private equity fund, and someone else who's putting this whole
Oh, these are the guys
investment
who came in yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh.
piece together. They're looking to raise $10 million to put together four horror films.
$10 million?
Yeah, but ask your dad and mom in the private equity arena. That's
nothing.
not a lot of money,
No,
right?
I guess, yeah, but
They're really looking to
I
raise
mean-
4.8 million, but they're going to ask for 10. But it's the
that's
concept.
unreal.
But they were close to $1 million already, and they haven't even started.
we should give you the QR code to take to your folks. I'd love to hear what your
Yeah,
dad
I mean,
thinks.
how do you, even go about beginning to raise money for something like
You go
that?
to the commission, you talk to.
Is there, a
everybody that's
board
in
of
the film.
people who deal with these kinds of things?
Sure.
Yeah, like the commission.
And the
Commission of what?
The minimum investment was $50,000. It's not that you're putting in $1 million.
Yeah,
$50,000.
but then you're probably going to be considered, some kind of producer of the show, or of the movie.
And
or
then it's
whatever.
like a producer, and they give you rights. You can walk on the lot and see the movie done, so make sure that nobody's hanky-panking, and you can try to sell it off on your own. There's a lot of good things.
And then they try to get it picked up by the different Baxton, like the places your uncle went.
Your uncle did the same thing. He put in private money to make a movie, and now he's selling it to the streaming
there?
services.
Okay.
But who's doing the homework on GoFundMe campaigns? Nobody knows how to do it.
Well, the GoFundMe campaigns, because a lot of people sort of ripped off the system.
Yeah.
A lot of people have sort of stopped
No,
looking in that
no.
direction.
They're millions and millions and millions.
And they're still making millions.
Hundreds, thousands.
The
Listen,
thing with GoFundMe, I feel like, is if you get noticed, you will probably bring in a
But-
ridiculous amount of money. But
But-
if you don't, you'll make nothing.
Well, if that was another thing. I went to see Russell Crowe on what did I tell you it was called? It wasn't The Exorcist. It was The Exorcism or something. So I misread. Huh?
The one that was just
The
out there
new
now.
one. It's the new one. That one. And I misread it. I thought it said The Exorcist. So they bring The Exorcist back. So I went to the movies to see it. Right. Paid my $18, whatever it is, and I sit there, and Russell Crowe is in the movie. Now this is a low-budget movie, like they talked about, but they made a mistake. They paid him a ransom to do this movie.
But they paid him almost half the
Probably
budget or
half the
something.
proceeds.
Yeah.
And the problem with this movie is it's not that good.
It's how it goes when you sink your money into an actor.
He is
to
not.
a face,
He's not a horror movie guy, and
Oh.
I love him.
Comedy,
Academy
for
Award
sure.
winner. He's not that. I'm thinking of him, Ben-Hur. I'm thinking of him with the Chariots of Fire. I'm thinking of him with different things that he played in.
When I think of Russell Crowe, I just think of Adam Sandler.
No matter how good the actor is, it cannot mask a bad script. So people
I
are trying
completely agree
to
with
push these quickly made scripts and mask it with extremely talented actors, and it's just not the
It's
same
not
quality.
working.
I think
No.
the first Omen was an incredible.
Oh, that's outstanding.
The first Omen. You should
Yeah.
watch it.
100%.
But they said horror films,
Yeah.
low budget to make. Your generation loves them,
Yeah.
and you see them over and over and
And
over again.
for
So they're money makers. They're not award winners.
They're money makers.
They're not Academy Award nominations.
They don't care about that anymore.
But it's making money.
Yeah, it's cash cow. So
And then
it
the
doesn't
money
matter.
doesn't go to the studio. If, like a private equity firm is putting all of this together, it goes back to the investors first, and then it gets apparently, accordingly to them, it gets distributed amongst.
It's an amazing
Interesting concept, right?
concept that they developed. But what I really love, Russell, is they came here and we sat in the corner for what, 10 minutes?
Just by the refrigerator.
Yeah, for 10 minutes.
Couldn't get through.
I couldn't get through.
They weren't even in a chair. They were next to the refrigerator in that corner, and I'm like,
They
of
wouldn't
all the
move.
places in
I
this
said what I
studio
had to say, and they
stand.
wouldn't move. And the guy looks at me and says, "You're doing what we're doing, but on a different level. We need to talk." And I'm like, "Huh?"
One of them asked if they could be on our show next week
That's
for
right.
an interview.
Bring them in. But the funny thing is that what you do in here is what they're doing out there, raising millions.
And I said, what?
Millions. This guy's done it over and over again. This is not the first time.
I hate to say it, but you could be doing the same thing, raising millions. and
I didn't even know that.
But now you know.
Wow.
See, what you
I
don't.
feel like Biden for
the,
learning
the
that.
magic of this world is creativity and innovation. What you think about, you bring about. If you don't think about it, it's not going to happen to you.
Listen, Russell.
Well, that's what they told me. They said our next big project we do, or the next type of thing, come forward and promote Ant Futures Foundation.
Absolutely.
So they're all in. But Russell, when I started 20 years ago
understand.
streaming, the guy tells me, you didn't finish painting the canvas, because he's looking at all the art. He says, you left the canvas half finished. So I said to him, what do you mean? He says, you had a good idea, but you didn't finish it. You have to privatize it. You got to do this. And I'm looking at him, and my eyes got about this big. He's right.
He's right.
But what we do in here every day, there's no reason we can't do what they do, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. You should do it in spades. But you got to concentrate on it. Got to work on it.
It's scary because, like you say, asking
there's something
people
to
for
do.
money. And the way they do it, they'd say, this is the numbers, here's the movie, and he shows some of the ones that he's been. See, the director is going to film in 25 days this movie.
What?
That's what I said.
25 days?
25 days. They said ROI within a
Say
year.
that's doable. That's
is
normal.
I mean, yeah, you could do
No,
that.
post-production, they say, will take a couple months.
Post and
that's
pre take
where
the most time.
the movie's
Production.
made in the computer.
Yeah.
If
Where are they shooting this?
California and Atlanta.
if you do your pre-production right, production should be the shortest amount of time that you spend, and you should pre-production should be the most, production should be the shortest, and post should be in the middle.
All right. Now, do you know why they have California and Atlanta? Because the actors, wherever they're based, because they don't want to spend, they only have a certain amount of money budgeted for that. So they either shoot it in Atlanta or they'll shoot it here. They ain't flying nobody out, nothing. They ain't doing that. There's no frivels here. This is potato chips in the bag, you getting the potato chip. You ain't getting all that other crap that they charge you $2,000 for. But it's just the way, and then the director, he's tight. He has AMC, he has all these places all lined up already, the airlines. Do you know the airlines plays a movie on each flight, sometimes
Yep.
8 times? They get paid every time it plays.
Wow. That's why they get the movies like at the same time as the theaters do. A lot of the movies that they have on airplanes are like just being released in
That's
theaters.
insane.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, like you'll go, if you are on a long haul flight or like a flight longer than 2
You
hours.
get to see 2 movies.
You'll watch like, you can
Yeah.
watch the whole, like
I
every
watched-
movie out in theaters, honestly. On
What
planes.
did you
Like,
watch when you flew back?
I watched Anchorman. I never watched
Anchorman is so
Anchorman. I've never watched Anchorman before, but I watched this my last flight.
On the way back?
Like no, I watched this in like November when I went, and after that I started seeing the movie everywhere, like on social media, and I was like, that's so weird. I just watched it. Now I'm seeing it
But
everywhere.
and you know, I'm going to give you another earth-shattering piece. We have a guy. We know a guy. We work with a guy. We've done a function with this guy who does this with Netflix, the airlines, China, Tokyo, and everything else. And we've never.
He sells like
Ever.
movies to them.
Roy.
He wasn't here with us.
Oh, you don't know who Roy is? I gotta have Roy come in and talk to you guys. He does this every freaking day. Every
Oh.
day. And Roy wants to work with us. He loves bringing you guys into the fold and everything else. But Roy runs a business, so he's running 4 or 5 movies, and he's always in Turkey, or he's there, or he's here, or he's there. He called me from Turkey. Freddie, I haven't forgotten you. I mean, who does that?
Oh, that's sweet.
You know, but the object of the game here is that I saw yesterday something that I saw 20 years ago, and I'm sitting there pinching myself, and he's right. I only painted half a canvas. I didn't finish the job.
That's most people. Most people.
Yeah, but I didn't want to be most people.
Oh, well, all right. So you change.
And I just say to myself, and then Dawn brings up the foundation, boom, in another stroke in that direction. We've done outside remotes, boom. We talk to Roy, boom. How many times am I going to get bombarded with the message that I'm missing? You too can do this. And that's why they're coming to tell me and show me, let's do it.
So you can raise $1 million between this year and next year this time.
You know, it's interesting. They had a
To raise more
luncheon,
than
and it was
that.
lovely. It was a luncheon at Morton. So they invested in these people at the luncheon. But if they get one person out of the 100 that were there,
It turns it over.
it pays for the luncheon, plus it gets their ball rolling.
Now, there was
So-
a guy there that says, why don't 5 of us get together, put 10,000 in on the first go-round. And then if it does well, then we'll go out on the second, because they're going to do it a couple of times. I thought that was brilliant. The shoemaker.
And they were
I thought
happy
it
to
was
do
brilliant.
it.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Especially because it's like if you're gonna do a project, you're asking people for money. Like, how much money have you put into your project? You know,
They
If you're
say-
They
saying-
tell you 100, 75, and 120.
There you go. It's like, okay, well, they have stake in it.
Now
so
that guy-
Then it gives me confidence, like, that you're actually gonna care. You know?
That
no, they-
guy's story was amazing. His father was this famous shoe designer from the south of France, and they
And
brought
he's
it
from
to the
North
U.S.
Africa.
And I know the shoe company. I knew of the shoe company, and he said back in '92 they were offered $16 million for the company, and his father did not sell it.
He's in North Africa.
His father did not sell the company, and at the end of the day, they finally ended up getting no, because it wasn't right. You know, after all that, everyone aged and things changed, and manufacturing changed, and it devalued to $2 million.
The window closed on him.
It
2 million
devalued
from
to
what?
2 million, 16 million to 2.
Oh, hell, heck no.
But do you know that it wasn't, he didn't do it for the money? He did it because they loved what they did as a family. So they wouldn't sell
Family
it.
business.
I mean, it makes sense.
They wouldn't sell it for 100 million. They would not have sold.
Would your father have sold his painting construction for 16 million?
Nope.
Dude, I
Really?
don't care how attached that is to my family, bro. For $100
Start
million
again.
bucks, I'm selling
I
almost
say
everything.
my family can do a lot of relaxing at that
yeah,
money.
exactly, bro.
You wouldn't sell this business
You
for
want to hold on to
16
this
million?
business, or you want to like
I
sit on
would.
a yacht somewhere?
I wouldn't stop you from selling, but I would.
Yeah,
when I
especially back then.
When I started, somebody at the radio station offered me $250,000, and I was in the business 3 days. And I looked at him, and I said, I look around. I said, "You talking to me?" He says, "Yeah." He took out his checkbook. Who do I make it out to? And he wanted to be a partner, and I said no.
So if somebody walked in here tomorrow, they're like $10 million on the table for your business. You could still work. You could still do the anchor job. It's
Don-
just mine now.
Don's telling the truth.
You're saying yeah.
I'll
Come on.
consult and then I'll focus on the foundation.
Dude, I'm saying yes
100%.
every day of the week. Yeah, and then you can still like in those kinds
And
of
what if
deals,
they
get,
tell
like,
you you get paid as a
secret
consultant
position.
for the next 4 years?
I'm going to tell you, I can't say yes, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I have always said for the last 8 years to everybody who's been in your seat, Shaq said, I get $25 million a game, but that's not the signature you should worry about. His name is on the check. Look at who signs the check. I can't work for somebody. Can't do it.
That's fair, I guess.
I won't do it, and I won't do it. You can sell it. Well, I'll just go off in the sunset and do something else. But I won't sell it.
16 million, we can make their lives a whole lot easier. Reinvest it in the foundation and hire them to
I'm
do
not in
something
the
else.
foundation business.
16
Foundation
million
is in
bucks
my
is a lot
business.
of money.
It's a big difference. Big difference.
She's like, can I get paid?
You ain't getting nothing. you serving tables.
I'm not.
How's the
Oh,
restaurant
because now
going?
the restaurant business is
slow?
slowed down?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to have a side hustle. What's your
Slow
side
over
hustle?
summer.
I'm gonna find another job.
Is it
Monday
really
and
less
Tuesday,
slow?
so you just find something for Monday and Tuesday. Part-time.
I don't know. I go out on Saturday nights and you can't find a parking space.
I was just off Thursday and today, so that's
Enjoy it.
What's today, Friday?
Yeah.
It's Friday.
What happened to Monday, Tuesday?
they're closed.
So you were off those 2 days.
But I was jet lagged and sick.
She was
Okay.
jet lagged from New
So
Jersey.
starting Monday and Tuesday, you don't work, but you work Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday,
I'll be
Friday,
here
Saturday.
Monday, Tuesday next
But do
week.
you work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
No, I work Wednesday, Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Oh, so they gave you 3 days off. Okay. Well, gotta make adjustments.
Yeah.
What do you think, that life is a give me?
No,
You
I'm
wake
gonna
up in
get
the
another-
morning,
I'm
it's
gonna
always
find a
gonna be
different
the
job.
same.
I'm gonna work 2 jobs then.
So don't panic. Just
I'm not.
Her? She's the drama queen.
Oh my God.
I'm not panicking at all. I just said I'm gonna find another job.
So you would take $16 million?
Yes, I need it.
You would take $100,000.
Yes, I need it.
You would take $50,000.
Yes.
You would take $10.
No.
I
I'd
didn't
say
say
$10
the
for nothing. Yeah.
You ready to wrap this
I
up?
would.
Like, not spending that $10.
Let's go work with Russ. Let's see what the
Russell,
aliens.
would you take it?
What's that?
$1 million for your business?
$10.
For my business? No question.
You would take it?
Yeah, I could start again. I start another business. Because I could start another foundation. I got 3 now, so I can sell you
Probably
one,
Baxton's mug.
put it out.
Okay.
I don't know where he went. He ran off.
He's sitting down.
It's been a morning already. Broken glass, mugs on the floor, all kinds of stuff.
There is no broken glass. It's been repaired. Just don't be so grumpy.
Okay.
The weekend is here.
Yeah, what's everyone doing this weekend?
I
We
need a
gotta wrap it up.
handyman. Anybody have a handyman? I need a handyman. Anybody know a handyman? You know a handyman?
I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Not
I
in
have no money to
Wisconsin.
do anything, and so I just sit at home.
Who do you know?
My guy Carlos.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's great.
His name's Carlos, so you're good.
Yeah.
He's in what
Colombian.
town?
Boca. Or he used
I
to
need-
help us with like when we were moving and stuff like that.
Handyman carpenter wise?
Oh, you know what else they have?
He will literally do anything. for
They've
you.
got this company called TaskRabbit. Has anyone heard of this?
Yeah.
You go onto TaskRabbit, you put in your task, and you literally hire someone to
No,
do
I'm
the
not doing it.
task.
I'm not doing it.
Why?
Because I heard somebody using the guy who robbed them. Anyway, moving on.
That's
You
why I
don't
don't,
get
that's why I
scammed
don't
on
give
any
Freddie
app.
people, because he doesn't like anybody you give him.
You get
Anybody.
scammed on
Anybody,
it.
I
Great
need,
guy.
I need a carpenter. You won't give me yours, so I'll have
Well,
to take it.
carpenter, like what are you looking to do?
He's building the cage for Casper.
He could do it. He
It's
could
gonna
do
take
it.
him
This guy's
2
the
hours.
Man. Like he literally will do anything. Like
All right, well, cool.
yeah, I'll send you his number.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. More to come. Have a good Friday morning, everyone. Stay safe. We'll see you midday.
Don't be late.
There you go. Outro, there you go. You're good.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.